Welcome to Here for All of It, the podcast where we talk about all of the things, the real stuff.
Where nothing is rehearsed or off limits and the best stories come with a home-cooked meal.
And maybe a Manhattan or two. We're your hosts, Tracy Spears
and Chef Shannon Smith.
Join us as we discuss all of the things that we've learned as we've moved about the world for the last 60 years. Whether it's the real, the raw, the funny, the mistakes.
Or the later in life love story.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're just glad you're here. Hey there, coming to you today from, oh my gosh, listen, like one of the coldest days we've had here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And super excited to be with you. All right, so we're going to jump in. We're going to talk about the 30s. So that's this week's episode. But before we do, we haven't talked about this, but we need to say thank you for the 100,000 plus downloads
of this podcast. We're blown away.
Gobsmacked.
100,000. That's
a lot. So thank you. But there's a little blip in this deal. We need you to also, if you don't mind, what we ask?
You have to subscribe.
Subscribe. That's right. So
only like 20% of you that are downloading or listening.
It sounds like we're shaming them. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, I do it too when I watch.
Are you subscribed? This is the truth. I bet you have not subscribed.
I should go look. I'm not sure.
I looked on your phone the other day, not because I was looking at your phone, but you were having me do some kind of settings or something.
I was having you clean my phone.
Yeah, and I was in the middle of that, and you asked me about the last episode, and I was like, oh, I don't remember which one it is, and you had not downloaded it either. You hadn't even downloaded it. So anyway,
it just it's very helpful. For analytics and just
sponsors
sponsors, and it gets more people it will pop in front of more people if we have this actual subscribers.
And some people, some of these should pop in front of others, and some it's fine if they don't.
And I love the comments. I go to YouTube a lot, which is where our podcast is video, and I love reading all the comments.
You do.
Yeah,
I do too, but I'm not as good about doing it as you are. So when I go on, it's overwhelming. But anyway, we're talking a lot about us and that. But just thank you for downloading them. And if you feel like subscribing, boy, we sure would appreciate it. So thank you for that. So this week we're going to talk about the 30s.
Meaning our 30s.
Yes.
Not the 1930s.
I mean, we could. I don't know a lot about the 1930s, but
our 30s were in the 1990s.
That's so crazy. The latter half. Let's just be honest. Latter half.
1995, we turned 30.
I mean, 30s for me. So when you yesterday, Shannon's like, "Let's do the 30s," and you with a lot of enthusiasm, as you always do. And for me, I was like, I was a shit show in the 30s. I mean, a lot of people are thinking, you kind of were a shit show in college in the 20s. Oh, no. I mean, yes, and the 30s. Yeah. So we'll say that you were, having children and adulting hard. You were adulting hard.
Adulting hard. Yeah.
So
those were our formative years, they say, are, age 1, birth to 5 or birth to 7. My formative years as an adult were my 30s.
Interesting. Yeah, there's something to that before 7. Don't forget about the swag. Thank you for all the merchandise. I just saw the camera and saw my shirt. So when you say that was your formative years, what makes you say that would be it over how hard your 20s were? Because your 20s were hard too.
20s were hard. The end of my 20s and the most of my 30s were very, very difficult. It was hard. A lot of life lessons there.
Yeah.
It's when, I don't know. Is this where we start?
Sure. Yeah. Do it. Yeah. I mean, we started 8 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well,
maybe we talk too much about our own stats and all that. So maybe this doesn't even air. What do you think? What are the chances
it's
this
air? Because we don't edit. We just start and go.
We have tried to edit before, and we always delete the edited version and go back to the original. So anyway, we'll do that.
Well, back to the 30s.
Okay. Our
You
30s.
and I, because we've talked about it, we've kind of we've told each other stories to each other about our own experiences in our 30s and in other decades of our lives. And it was so different.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you and I had very, very different 30s decade. And so
But my difficult was so different from yours in that my identity was shattered in my 30s in a way that was harder than when I was disowned by my parents. And I was searching and seeking to be loved, validated, and all that. That I just dated a lot of people. I was really trying to. I don't know. I look back and I don't even recognize that person. And a lot of people say that about their 30s. But man, can I relate to that. Yours, however, though, because so mine, you were doing all the things you were doing while raising tiny humans.
right.
So I can't even imagine that.
Tiny humans and an adult male in our house that with no responsibilities. So I was kind of raising 3 children.
Okay, so let's start. Do you remember when you turned 30?
I do.
Tell us what's that. What was that?
I turned at that time. I was sewing. If you'll recall, in my 20s is when I started my sewing business. So I was in my 30s. I was not only sewing at home, like bridesmaids' dresses and things like that, but I was also running a drapery workroom. I had a business partner, and she and I worked in her home. We eventually got a building where we were making draperies and bedding and all that. So I was doing that during the day, and then I would go home at night and make bridesmaids' dresses and prom gowns and things like that.
Can we show your bridesmaid dresses on this at the end in some of the pictures?
Yes.
If y'all have not seen it, I know we put it out there, but amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll put some of that.
All right.
So on my 30th birthday, my business partner, Chris, and I were out measuring draperies. And I think we went to Applebee's or something for lunch. And that was my 30th birthday. I mean, that was it. It was not, she bought my lunch. I don't recall doing anything that night, but I was very pregnant with my second child. And it was just another day for me. If I were to stop and celebrate, that was money that I wouldn't have made that I needed, to survive on. So that was and then a few months later, I had my daughter, and she's my second child. And man, it was, with both children, with my first one, even he was in ICU for 3 days. I went back to work 1 week after I had him, back to the drapery workroom, took him with me every day. When I had Meredith, I stayed home for 3 weeks and then put her into daycare with my son, a woman in the neighborhood that took care of children. I had no choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to work. I was the breadwinner at home, and I was under so much stress with that responsibility, but also I had this husband who, couldn't hold down a job, and my business partner, who was very passive aggressive toward me. She was, and I want to believe she didn't mean to be that way. She was extremely jealous
Let's just believe that. It's just easier on you if you just believe that.
It is, and I'm over it now. But at the time, it was really hard on me. I was young, and I never had anyone talk to me, really the way she did. But it was a job, so I had to work with her. And
You just thought it was part
we had
of
good days,
having a boss.
but
yeah.
but it was a ton of stress, and it was, she's like, we have 10 draperies to hang next week. You can't take your kid to the doctor. I mean, she didn't have children. So there was all these different pressures on me at that age.
Well, you're making my stress sound like nothing. My 30th birthday party, I do not remember, yet I know for sure I had one because I like to throw myself a birthday party. It's like I didn't have birthday parties as a kid. And so I had one that I can remember. And, after all the disowning and all the stuff, like I just decided, I'll create my own traditions. And to this day, my dad will call me the day before my birthday. Well, he doesn't call me at all now, but, and say happy birthday. He's never been able to get the day right. But there's been years that they have forgotten. Like I'll call,
That would be sad.
I don't know. It didn't feel, it sounds sad, and I don't feel sad about it. It was just normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I learned, you know what, I'm gonna just throw my own party. Sandy, shout out to Sandy. She probably will know because I know for sure she must have been there because we were hanging out when I turned 30. So I'll have to ask her next time.
Yeah.
But like I'm now thinking I'm not gonna say anything because of the shit that you were going through. So 1 week later, you take your kids, you go back to work. So what happens next?
Well, I continued to grind, really. And 2 years later, I was 32. My nervous system just kind of shut down with all the stress. And I told my husband, I said, I have to go to the hospital. Something's wrong. I couldn't move. I was literally paralyzed. And
where are you when you're paralyzed? You're literally, and when you say, you have described it to me as you cannot move.
I could not move. Muscularly, I could not move. And that day, I was planning my son's 4th birthday party. My daughter was 2. And I was hanging draperies. I was running around paying bills, sewing, and I went to Toys R Us. I drove a Ford Taurus. I went to Toys R Us to get a sandbox.
What color was the Taurus?
It was like,
was it green?
Tan.
Okay, I had the green.
Yeah. And I put that sandbox in the back of the car.
Okay.
This is a sedan. Drove home, pulls the sandbox out, trying to hide it because the party was in a couple of days. And I came in with the worst headache I'd ever had. And I don't get headaches. And by the next morning, I could not move. I was literally in fetal position, couldn't move. And I knew something was terribly wrong. I went to the hospital, and my doctor, who knew me, said, what is wrong? And I said, I'm having a nervous breakdown. And he, was like, well, that's not a medical term. But I said, that's what I feel like. I am breaking down, and I have no strength.
Like your whole nervous system.
The end. I'm done. And they took my vitals, and they were messed up. I was in the hospital for 4 days. I was severely dehydrated because I couldn't even walk to the bathroom. I couldn't drink water. I couldn't swallow. That was all stress induced. It was a completely stress induced thing. Of course, medicate her. It was the answer. So they gave me so many antidepressants and anti-anxiety pills. So I go home. I'm 32. I'm thinking, okay, this is how you fix it. And
you're at that point. You're confident that the medical professionals know way more than you, and that they're right about everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law is telling her friends that I'm just being dramatic and I need attention. And so I had that pressure on me. I'm like, nobody even knows what is going on here.
Can I ask you though, what is the at that time? So we've heard that you've got 2 kids, you're the breadwinner, and a husband's not helping. You take 1 week off and 1 day off after you have the 2. But what's a typical day for you at that time in your life? You wake up at what time? You go to work, and you come home. So give us a sense of that.
I would get up very early.
What's that? What's early?
That would probably be 5:30 or 6. I would go on a walk. That's one thing I mean, as you know, I'm a walker. So I would go on a short walk 30 minutes, I'd come home and get the kids ready to go to daycare. So I would get them dressed and fed, run them to daycare, and then I would go to the drapery workroom and I would sew all day. And we installed all of our own draperies, Chris and I did. So we had, ladders and things that we would pile in the back of her car and my car, and we would drive to these big homes and go in and be on 10-foot ladders, hanging draperies all day. So I would do that all day. Sometimes if my child was sick or something, I'd take my child with me, and stick him in a playpen.
Johnny Jump.
I had all of that stuff that I would just carry around. I mean, there were so many times I'd have a baby on one arm and bolts of fabric in the other, walking into somebody's house. But I would do that, and then I'd go get the kids, take them home, feed them, and then once they went to bed, I would sew bridesmaids' dresses at night. I did that for years. I mean, and it was, that's just how it was. I didn't complain. I mean, it's just how it was. But I have this breakdown, and I remember a few days later, I'm driving my children to preschool, and I literally start falling asleep because of the medication.
Oh, sure.
And I remember waking up in time before an accident happened, realizing what was happening, and that I was risking my children's life and my life by taking this stuff. And I never took another pill again.
Oh, wow.
After that. And just, so fast forward 2 years later, I decided to get a divorce. I wanted a divorce.
What's he doing this whole time? Why isn't he dropping kids off, picking pigs?
He did. He did do some of that.
Okay.
There were long periods of time where he would be unemployed. So he would read the classifieds most of the day. I don't know what he did during the day. And, if the kids need to be picked up, he would help with that. He wasn't a horrible person. He just lacked responsibility.
I see.
And
he was like a third child.
Yes.
In some ways. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was a pretty good dad. He had a temper, but the problem for me was, this isn't a marriage, that I signed up for. It was just too much for me. And, I would give him my pay. I got a paycheck, $300 a week is what Chris and I paid ourselves. And I would hand it to him. And I remember asking, okay, now what is our balance in the checking account? He said, well, we're up to negative 500 now.
Oh, gosh.
And it was that way all the time. And so I asked him for a divorce, and it was traumatic. He did not want one, of course. And he became very angry. And he changed into a different person. It took me
divorce will do that.
Took me a year and a half to get it, and there was a lot in there. I wanted sole custody, and this is an important part. I wanted sole custody. I knew I could not make good decisions with this man. He did not. He wanted joint custody, and so my attorney told me, if you need to prove to the judge that you can support these children if you want sole custody, and you need a job with a paycheck. Because at the time, I was just, cash and check. We couldn't take credit cards. There weren't good records of what I was making. Wasn't making much.
Yeah.
So I got a job at a nonprofit organization here in Tulsa called Tulsa Neighborhood Networks, and they gave me the job of teaching life skills to underserved people. And they had these different places for me to go. And I would go to an apartment complex here in Tulsa, and they had an empty apartment house, and I would go in after school, and kids would come and they would learn how to cook. And then I went to Madonna House at Catholic Charities, and I would teach the women there. And I loved every bit of it. I loved the teaching. I always wanted to be a teacher, and I loved the cooking, but I wasn't a good cook. I was just a good seamstress.
I'm thinking about when we did All Things Shannon, the context of all of that. So if you haven't listened to that, she's trying to make this succinct. But
Right, I'm trying
there's a
to.
lot of detail
Yeah.
around there that I did not know about you
Yeah.
until I heard that piece.
And I knew I had already told that story, but it's very very important for my 30s that happened. But that's when I became interested in cooking. So I started taking cooking classes and loved the cooking. And, I was still sewing, but I was a single mom for 5 years. I did get sole custody of my kids.
2 years later, though.
Yes. And it was wonderful. At 34, I met the man who I later married at age 39. And, that was a huge transition because he was very different from my first husband. He was older, wiser, and more responsible, and he adored my children. He raised them.
He still does.
He still does. Yeah. And so that was my 30s. That's the story of my 30s, and it was a lot.
So in that, and I've never asked you this question. In that, when you're trying to get sole custody, so what's the arrangement there? He gets them every other week, or on weekends, or what? What was do you remember?
Oh yes, every other weekend. They would go to his house, and then holidays were every other. And it was very, very rigid. If I was 5 minutes late taking those kids, I remember I would take him to his door and he would slam the door in my face. He, I didn't talk about this when I filed for divorce, and we told our family, or I told my family, my friends, he told the church, we were in the church at the time, the amount of shaming that I got for that was overwhelming.
Describe what that looks like.
I got phone calls, but more than that, I got letters in the mail. And I would be the anxiety that I had opening my mailbox for years, and even today, there are times it comes back.
I know.
I'll open the mailbox and see.
That's okay.
Sorry again. I'll see a letter with my name in handwriting, and I think,
it's one of those letters. Yeah.
And to
be clear, she hasn't been getting any of those now.
No, but it comes back.
Yeah.
And fast forward, I did get divorced a second time, and I did not get any letters like that because it was different. But in this case, these people were trying to talk me out of it, but they were also telling me what an awful mother I was, and you are ruining everything. Do you even know? You're so selfish. All of this stuff, and I was believing it, So that was really hard to get through.
Just so that I'm moving around in my seat a bit because this, it doesn't matter. It does matter. These are people that are, what you have in common is your belief in God.
Right.
I don't know how to say this differently. So that feels like a different kind of, I would have expected it to be different than that, that everybody would lean in and be like, gosh, we know you must be going through a lot. We love you too. And that wasn't it. You were
I didn't get much of that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents, we love you, but you are doing the wrong thing.
So they were even.
Oh yes, it was.
Is this why you're still afraid of your dad? Even now, in our
disappointing
relationship.
him.
Yeah.
Just disappointing him.
Yeah.
That's of course still an issue. I think it is for most people. We don't want to disappoint. You don't want to disappoint your dad. I mean, it's just hard.
Well, he'd forget it if I did.
That's
if you're paying attention, you know that Bob's struggling with little memory issues.
right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wasn't he just hilarious yesterday?
Yes.
We went over there yesterday, and we have not shown this yet. Maybe we have. Doesn't matter. he had eaten SpaghettiOs out of the can, as we have talked about many
Right.
times. And I looked at you, I was like, see, this is.
It was on the coffee table was a can of ravioli, Chef Boyardee, with a napkin stuffed in and a metal spoon.
And he was super happy. So in that, all of that, how do you find your way forward is the question. So you're getting the letters, your family is disowning you. You've got it would have been very easy, well, wrong word, but it would have been understandable if you would have said, okay, I'm just going to stay. What was it that you're willing to, really be ostracized from every single support system?
I lost my friends. I didn't lose them all. Shelley, my dear friend from college, who had also been through divorce, was very supportive.
Oh,
very supportive of me. I couldn't have done it without her. But I don't know.
Under your right eye.
Thank you.
Of course.
I don't know how I got through all that. It was.
You just do.
You just do, and I'm so glad I did. And of course, I worried, how are my kids going to survive this? Because I'd heard and read all the effects of divorce, and it's true, but it's also important of how the parents interact with each other, and it was important. And I will say that he and I agreed that he would not talk badly about me to the kids, and I wouldn't do the same.
Did he keep that?
I think he did.
You did?
I think he did. It will, and my kids turned out. His parents thought I would just be the worst mom. Everybody thought I was just a selfish, person, and my kids turned out really well. And I think, you know what? It sometimes divorce, as bad as it is really better for the kids.
I've heard that. Like, think about the example you all would have been setting for them. That the oppression in that for women. There's a lot of things that you also, by staying, learned. So my parents didn't divorce, but should have. I would go to school. And I've never really talked about this. You mentioned it to me yesterday in a private moment, where we weren't on camera or anything. But I would go to school every day and wonder if my parents were going to stay married, because my mom would always say, not that your dad is leaving. She would say, "Who would you choose if we divorce? Who would you choose?" So it was the question, it wasn't the threat of it. It was just, and so I felt like I had to choose, and so I was, thinking about who would I choose, and also, how would that go for me if one of the, if he's gone? Because if I'm,
what a terrible thing to put on a child.
Hey, listen, as you know, that's one of many.
I know.
Terrible things.
So tell me about your 30s.
Well, listen,
where were you working?
I was at TSI. I was in that job for 29 years, and I started that job when I was 23. So I stayed there for, that was the stability for me. I don't like a lot of change. So for me, just, it was a full commission job. You eat what you kill. I never had a salary, still have never had a salary. And so I was in a different kind of grind. I was grinding without trying to take care of two humans. Although I was pretty much a child, a giant toddler walking around, as I still sometimes am. But I was dating different people, and I was unrealistic in my expectations of that. I look back at I have a lot of regrets around how I treated people. I was definitely doing the best I could, but my example of what love looked like, and balancing, I should be with a man, I should have children. I wanted children. I was trying to figure out who was going to be, the baby daddy, I was trying so hard to be something I wasn't, right? To be, okay, I can be normal, which is the wrong word, as we all know. But I'd really, because my parents we'd started reconciling, and even though we were reconciling, they knew that I was gay, but I think they thought I would still turn it around. I was still going to get married and have children. and I didn't have the courage.
Because your mom did say at one point that her big disappointment was you weren't going to give her grandchildren.
Yes. And at that time, I thought that was my responsibility. If I was a good daughter, I would give my parents grandchildren.
I see.
So and I have that duty and responsibility thing that, like, well, that's my duty. How am I going to execute that? Am I going to do, like a lot of people did, they would get married and have beards. A beard is somebody that acts like a spouse, but is really, you're just marrying for the sake of the community to see that you're married. And so I thought I would do that. I thought, gosh. So I was dating a lot, and I am, acutely aware now that was what I was looking for outside was something I didn't have inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I found a really good therapist in my 30s, thank God. Joanne, I love Joanne. Joanne Huber saved my life for sure. I have never told you about, I went somewhere also to, we'll talk about that another day. I know. It just dawned on me. I know, yeah, we'll talk about just what I wouldn't call it a nervous breakdown like what you had. It was pretty close though. And just trying to figure out, I went to Dallas, in an outpatient situation and was just trying to find my way through it. Anyway, I was also when I found out that my dad, this is the craziest fucking story.
This is a crazy story.
I don't think I should tell the story.
I do.
I'm going to mention the story. I found out that my dad was not my biological father, and but the series of events that this sets off, and he still does not know that.
Will you please tell the story?
I don't know. I feel like this is a live show story.
Okay,
you're
right. This is a live show story. You're right. It is.
Yeah.
But just
and by the way, what live show means is we're about to do our first live show in Tulsa, because there's so many things that we want to stay intimate, like that we don't want like a sound bite to get out, and so like the Tuesday night and the being arrested and all there's a lot of things. So we're like, well, let's just do a live show,
and we want to meet. We want to meet you.
For sure.
More importantly.
But listen, I think we've got to take people's cell phones when they walk in. I mean, the shit that they're going to hear. I mean, yeah.
Well, the first one's February 5th here in Tulsa.
It is. We're super excited. And maybe by the time this airs, that has already happened because that's only a couple weeks away. So I bet that has already happened. So we probably shouldn't be mentioning dates. Or we should, doesn't matter. But in that, finding that out, I'll tell you this one piece. Ancestry.com is amazing. I would say that. But that didn't even happen.
It's ruined a lot of families, I think.
But that didn't happen until like a few years ago, right? That I had confirmation. That happened in literally 5 years ago. But, oh my gosh, there's so many layers to it. There are so. Here's the title of the chapter that in Trailer Park University that I'm flirting with. The mailman, the milkman, and the grifter.
That's all you get.
Tell you. Yeah.
That was a good tease.
Well, do you remember?
And that is a good title of the story.
Yeah. Did you go see Mamma Mia?
Yes.
Okay. As you know, like that was
right.
but nobody at the time knew that I was grappling with that, and I'm literally weeping about the whole thing.
And your parents never knew that you learned this, right?
My parents did know because the mailman called my mother. See, I can't do it, but I'm gonna tell you enough to tell you. And then when I found out other things, I don't know if I should tell this now, but my mother, when I uploaded the truth to Ancestry.com, as I had found out it was.
Your mom saw it on her Ancestry?
I don't know, but she died of a stroke a week later.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how. See, more to that than that. But I was trying to let her know that I knew.
Yeah.
And but I didn't mean, but my dad doesn't know. I mean, it would break, it would,
It'd break his heart
for sure. Oh my God.
because he believes that you are his daughter.
He has no idea all of the 10-year drama. And I will say this, the one way I found out that he wasn't was he had a sinus surgery.
Oh, right.
And so my mom calls and said, can you help me get your dad home? And I said, sure. And so with that, I'm sorry to frustrate the audience, but it would take me 30 minutes to tell a story, and I don't want to waste, I want to, get back to you also. And yet I go to pick him up. So this is how I find out. And she goes to get the car. And so I am consoling him. I'm, patting him on the back. And as I do, I look over his shoulder, and, he's completely kind of out of it, and he's holding, and he had like a little blood coming. So like, and he's holding the thing, and I'm like, oh, I need to get him something else. And as I look, he's got all this gauze that they have removed from his nose from the surgery, and it's in the trash can. And so as I'm patting his back with my other arm, I lean down and I pick up all the gauze. I put it in my pocket, and I get home, and at the time, and I was, what do I do with it? So I got online, and it said that I could send off that to a place in New Orleans. And so I packaged it all up, sent it off to a place in New Orleans, not knowing if I'd ever hear back from it. And this has been, 20 years ago. And then I got a letter, like, I don't know, 2 months later, I still have the letter. 0% chance match. So that's how I knew for sure. Because when I thought I knew and approached my mom about it, she just shut me down. Yeah. So I was like, okay. So anyway, there you go. So the 30s for me, I was trying to figure out who I was. Am I gay? Am I straight? I don't even know. Am I going to have kids? Am I not going to have kids? I'm dating these some amazing women, some not so much, let's be honest. And, and I'm just literally a shit show. And then I find that out about, so the 30s was just a fucking train wreck for me. And yet, I still wasn't trying to raise two tiny humans. So I can't.
There's not a comparison. We all live our own traumas.
Oh, I don't know. You're into your 30s. Ends pretty fucking good, though.
Into my 30s ended, it was like a Cinderella story. Truly was.
I'm going to do that because your microphone
keeps going. So what do you think that all the things that you went through in your 30s were formative? Did they help you? Did you learn lessons there that have helped you even today?
No, I think my 30s set me back because of the severe insecurity. Who am I? Got worse when to find out at 35 your dad's not your biological father. So I think for me, what the 30, it made me even more untethered, unstable. It also, though, was when I realized, family is a choice. Like I can choose my family. Like that family of origin piece, that and most gay people, and it is our responsibility to make it work. It is our responsibility as children to keep the family together. So through a lot of shit ton of therapy, that's when I realized, oh no, that's not my responsibility. My responsibility is very different, and parents have responsibilities too. And like, hopefully those line up.
Yeah.
But a lot of parents are like my way or the highway, and I don't subscribe to that, as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, as tough as my 30s
I had no idea this was going to happen today. Did you? That we were going to talk about all this in this detail?
I hoped so.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't know what you were going to say. We
never know what I'm going to say.
I've recalled my story, but you and I have not talked about this.
Well, I said I'm going to interview you because mine was kind of a blur. I couldn't think of it.
It's not a blur.
No, it's not.
Because all that it does, things just come to us sometimes.
That's right.
As it should when you have conversations.
Which is the point, right? Like that's why I think people listen to podcasts or read books, or like our job is to tell our stories so other people can kind of remember theirs and connect to theirs. So
right.
I hope none of you have had this kind of trauma though. But listen, here's what we know you have.
Well,
Everybody has.
or people have had much worse. So
100%.
everyone has a story, and everyone deals with things differently. I look at my 30s, and as crazy and painful as they were, I learned so much. I believe that I would not be the person I am today if I had not lived those years. If I hadn't had that pain and even the stress, I still deal with stress that I think kind of began then. My body still reacts differently to it, but I treat people differently because of the way I was treated. I think I'm kinder because I wasn't kind to during those times, and I know what that felt like. Just like you know what it feels like to be rejected and to be, unsure. And so you are a very, probably more than more sympathetic and empathetic person and compassionate. I mean, we both have compassion toward other people, particularly people that, are struggling. And, but I think we get that because we struggled.
Is this, and I'm not sure how this is going to come out, which I never am. So I mean it. I mean it from a very kind place. Mine made me more sympathetic. Did yours make you? My experience of you is that yours makes you like, you just got to suck it up and get through it. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, because there are times you are very stoic. Not at times, that's who you are. Your set point is you're observing, you're thinking about it, or you're thinking about what you're going to cook, and people think you're thinking about them. She's not. I can just tell you that. Like you just kind of like, so for you, you're incredibly empathetic, but it is not visible. It is not. You might like later. This morning it happened. You started crying about something, and I'm like, I'm the crier. Not true. We're both the criers. Like we were crying the Brad Pitt movie.
The Brad. we
cried like.
We started it on the plane, and so this morning we finished it.
Yeah.
And
and you
sleeping.
I know. So for you, I don't think people have any idea that you are empathetic. I think with me, they know it.
Right, because you're the golden retriever.
Yes, and you are definitely the cat on that deal. But you have big feelings.
But
Nobody
you
sees
are
them.
right. The toughen up, get up, and move on.
That's right.
I have that probably too much.
For yourself.
I have it for myself,
For
sure. But I had it for my kids. I mean, it's like, you got to have 101-degree fever, or you're, before you're skipping school. I mean,
but
because
you know where you got that? Because church.
That was church was part of it. My mom wasn't that way. She was a very a good caregiver.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. My dad was more get up and figure it out. I have more of that. It's like I don't have a lot of tolerance.
No, and we both have a lot of triggers. And even in your story today, I can't wait to talk about it later, which is what we'll do. Some of the things that you have said about your 30s, I have heard you say in the heat of the moment with me. And by heat of the moment, it is her like being very silent and staring at me. But like some of those same exact things that you say, now I'm like, okay, because this is what we have figured out, and we're going to do a podcast about this. We figured out that we're never ever fighting about what we're fighting about, ever. It's like it's not about that. It's always about how that connects to something that cut us to the core when we were kids or in our 30s, apparently. So anyway, to be continued. And I fortuitously have Kleenex here. I didn't know we were going to cry today, but there you go. Okay, so you end the 30s on a high note. You marry Phil.
Yeah.
Really Prince Charming. When you said
Yes.
it's a Cinderella story, I mean, I'm so sad that I probably will never get to know him, but he seems like somebody that I would totally enjoy and would want to sit down and hang out, as you have described him anyway. Yeah, and I'm you know what a I could weep for you and your kids that you had that happen for you after the 35 years that you had. So,
And you can imagine what my first husband thinks of Phil.
oh, not much is what I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be a lot of jealousy there
Yeah, there is.
or insecurity.
There is,
Yeah. Does the first husband have a job now? I mean, did he figure it out?
I think he's still figuring it out.
Okay. Okay. Well, understood. Fair say. Wow. Well, we've covered a lot of ground on that deal. So the 30s was it. So the 40s. I mean, I guess we're going to keep going with this
I think
thing.
we should go 40s and 50s.
Is there a preview?
If anybody wants to hear it.
Yeah. Well, if they don't, nobody's listening now. Well, our best friends are listening. And listen, you see a little swag I'm wearing today. The merch is flying off the shelf. We're so grateful. And you all have been sending us pictures. Please keep doing that. We love it. But somebody today, I read that they said, "Where is the Doesn't Matter T-shirt?" And I was like, "What? We only have that in a sweatshirt." So
Okay.
we're going to work on that.
We'll work on that.
But this is my favorite
it's
shirt. It's a
hereforallofit.net is where you order all that stuff.
And please, thank you for listening, but subscribe, download, tell all your friends, all the things. We're now starting two things. We're starting to try to get some sponsors. You know, the subscriptions are the thing they look at, the downloads for sure. They said initially it had to have 10,000 downloads. And so like our goal was to do that in 6 months. We're sitting here 3 months in with 100,000 downloads. Yeah. So man, thank you. So,
but the other thing is we're going to go out and try to meet all of you and do these live.
Not all of you.
Do these live shows. So like we said, we're starting in Tulsa because we have more friends here, and
we can beg people to come,
and they can give us feedback and say, you know what, this isn't working, or this does work. And then we'll hope to go to other cities.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what's in my mind, and it might not happen, but this is how I see that show going. So it's in a couple of weeks. And it's very we did a ready, fire, aim on this deal. Like, so I mentioned it, and then people were like, how do I sign up? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, so, but I think there's got to be a DJ. I think Crystal needs to be our DJ. I think there's there's like disco music and all the things, and we serve a Manhattan, and a little bit of wine, and then we go in, and it's almost like it's interactive. So we do Q&A and all the things. We talk a little bit about what's going on. We answer some of the deep questions. Are you going to answer the Tuesday night question?
Yes.
You are? Oh.
I'm working on it.
Because that was a hard no. You said no.
It was a hard no.
Yeah, you're thinking
about it.
I'm
working on it.
Okay. I'm thinking about the arrest thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell the mailman.
Oh, that's a great story. And so is the
milkman.
Yeah.
And the grifter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In other words, we have many stories we have not told.
I know everyone's
which is what happens when you turn 60. You just accumulate a lot.
That's right. I know everyone's like, I mean, at some point, aren't you going to bring other people in? And we're like, yes, yeah, because our stuff will get old. I mean, we're still trying to get through our 30s in this deal. So.
Right.
But yes, we will have. Hopefully, Rosie O'Donnell will be on one of these. She agreed to. We just haven't made that happen, as you all know.
So for this cooking session, because we like to cook at the end of the session or of the episode,
we like to cook every day.
I was thinking, what do I cook that represents my 30s?
Oh.
And this is what I came up with.
Tell me.
So when I was married and didn't have a lot of time to cook, nor did I know really how to cook very well, we baked potatoes all the time. Any way a potato could be made, I made potatoes in every way because they were inexpensive.
That's right.
Easy and
filling.
Filling. And I mean, that's what we ate, were potatoes. So in recent years, I have started making a dish with potatoes called potato nachos. If you,
You're doing it?
I'm going to do my potato. So if you,
Is that happening? Are you cooking that today? We're
yes,
going to go do that? Okay.
yes. So if you know or have heard me talk, my favorite food is nachos. And so I created a potato nacho, and that's what I'm going to do for this episode.
Well, the reason I didn't know is that it's 10:30 in the morning here, so like, I haven't gotten to the dinner thing. So that's why we're running to the store and all the things. Okay. How about did you? So Shannon had a little nap yesterday, and I thought I knew that you were feeling a little bit under the weather, but so I put it. So I made her this giant thing of nachos and took it upstairs. Like
platter, and I'm dead asleep. And she needed to wake me up. We were going to go to a movie, and I was saving my appetite for popcorn because I haven't been to a movie theater in 6 years.
so sad that I blew that for you.
You didn't blow it. No,
okay.
It was the sweetest gesture of love. She comes up to me, I'm dead asleep, and I smell something, and I wake up, and she's standing there with this big smile on her face with a platter of hot nachos. Is that love?
The look on your face was hilarious. Like you were.
I thought I was dreaming. I thought I was dreaming. So she crawls into bed, and we sit there in bed and eat an entire platter of nachos. And we get to the movie theater, and like, do you want popcorn? Do you want? So,
But we both ate it.
We ate like 2 handfuls of popcorn, which was there was enough.
But I want to say this: you did not massage your popcorn.
Oh,
so
I know
thank
better.
you. Were you thinking about it?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so if you
But I don't massage my popcorn.
You don't?
Please tell this story.
No, I mean if you've been paying attention, you know I've got a little misophonia. I don't like I'm a little quirky about sound. I don't like a lot of unnecessary sounds. And a popcorn massager is somebody that reaches their hand in and keeps massaging the popcorn, and then they put it in their mouth instead of picking it up and putting it in. I don't.
Right.
And so you hear you hear all the stuff. So last night we sat down, and I was sitting next to a popcorn massager.
Oh no, you didn't tell me this.
That's why I moved. So I sat down, and because she was, I don't know, 20. And she would have probably just throat punched me like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna massage my popcorn if I want to." So obviously I'm not gonna say anything. So I got up and I moved to the other side of you, and then even leaned over the other side. But anyway, but you did not massage your popcorn. But
Good.
You were thinking about it. That's funny.
I was a little bit, yeah.
It didn't ruin it for you though.
Not at all.
Well, thank you.
No.
Well, I think all y'all should not be massaging your popcorn in the movie theater, because then all we're here, and don't chew your popcorn with your mouth open. Because you can hear it. It's okay. But we saw Marty Supreme, and it was lovely, that little Timothy Chalamet.
It was
Chalamet.
so good.
It was so good.
Great movie.
And that was our first ever movie experience. So as I shared with you, I love the movie. Used to go to the movie without even knowing what I was going to see, and walk up and say whatever's about to play. So maybe.
Well, and as we pulled into the parking lot, she said, "So just so you know, that we have a rule here, that anytime you want to get up and leave, we get up and leave.
That's right.
We do. There's no rule that says we have to watch an entire movie."
That's right.
And I appreciated that, because my attention span is short.
Yes.
And if something's not good, I'm out.
Yeah.
And
I'm clear on that.
which is why I don't go to movie theaters. I feel like I'm a prisoner, I'm a hostage in there. And I, if it's a bad movie, I don't want to finish it.
Well, at one point you leaned over and you said, "Can you make my chair recline?" So I don't know what buttons you were pushing, but I saw it happening. And so then you were laid almost flat, and I was like, "Oh, she's gone. She's out."
But the movie was so good, I couldn't go to sleep.
Did you know that those have heaters in the seat? Was your seat?
It was already hot.
It was. Well, no one.
That's how long it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
All right. Anyway. All right. Listen, we'll do it again soon. Love you, mean it. Thanks so much. Bye, everybody.
Okay, so here we are in the kitchen. And so in my 30s,
Yes.
I was married and I had no money. I mean, we and I didn't have much time to cook. So one of the things, we cooked potatoes all the time, baked potatoes, potato soup, mashed potatoes, fried potatoes. Potatoes was our diet. And we've talked about this, and you said that kind of the same with you at
100%.
times.
Yeah, yeah, no. It's just so easy, and you can change it, and yeah, a baked potato, nothing better.
Well, we're not going to make a baked potato. We're going to make potato nachos, because nachos is my favorite food in the whole world.
Well, French fries are your favorite food.
That's my second favorite.
Okay, so this is the love child of French fries
You're right.
and nachos.
I never thought about it that way.
All right.
So this is how you do it, or this is how I do it.
You're the only one that we know that does this.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that does this. I think I invented this
You do?
a few years ago, and I love it. And every time I serve it,
Here's what you don't know. In the middle, of the night sometimes, but in the morning in particular, she'll wake up and I'll look over and she'll be like writing. Well, you're doing it on your, and she's
On
like,
my phone?
I had a recipe that came to mind. So maybe this was the middle of the
That's
night.
probably happened.
All right, let's just own it. It's yours.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Shannon's potato nachos.
That's right.
All right.
Now there's Shannon and Tracy's.
Okay.
So these are new potatoes, which means they're little. So you want to choose. Whoops! There goes the oven.
The oven's ready.
These are potato. You need to choose the same size so that they cook at the same.
Why do they call them new potatoes?
Because they're new. Because they picked them before they got big.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Yeah, they're just little babies.
Little baby potatoes.
So they're all about the same size. I'm going to put them in a pan of water. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make these salt crusted potatoes.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna kind of freak out when you see what I'm getting ready to do.
Well, the sound of it, I would eat those in lieu of a baked potato.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
Okay. All right.
So they're not really covered in water, but they're about 3/4 covered in water. I don't know if you can
Here,
see that.
I can make them see it.
I think they can see it. There you go. So they're about 3/4 covered. You could fill the whole pan, but we don't need that many here. We are trying to be a little bit healthy. So this is coarse sea salt. So you don't want to use that Morton iodized table salt.
Ever.
Like ever. But this is sea salt. You could use kosher salt. Okay, this is a lot.
I didn't know that the iodized was because they were trying to get iodine in people's diet.
That's right.
Back in that, so that's what they
Back
were
in the
trying to do.
1920s, they added iodine to salt because there was a problem with goiter. People were getting sick because they were iodine deficient. But it tastes bitter and it's gross. So I'm putting 2 of these in there. Okay, now we're not going to, it's not all, a lot of it's going to end up in the pan. But I'm going to boil this until all the water evaporates.
Okay.
Until the pan is completely dry. And the potatoes are going to have this salt crust on them. All right, so I'm going to put them on the stove, bring them to a boil, and it's probably going to take, I'm going to guess, 20 minutes for these. All right, and then we'll be back, and I'll show you how to load them up.
Okay.
So the potatoes are done, but if only you had seen the drama that went on while they were cooking for the cocktail that Tracy...
Oh, no. It's not for the cocktail. It's because of the guacamole. Because of the avocado. So I'm just going to tell you the truth, as I always do. So we cut the camera, and then Chef Shannon was doing her thing, and she goes, "Oh my God, I forgot the avocado." And I said, "No worries, I'll run to the store." So, and instead of normally you go, "Oh, I'll do it without it," you go, "Okay, good. Here's a few more things for you to get." So she sends me to the store. And here's the thing. What you don't know is there's a giant fucking storm about to come in to hit Tulsa. If you're paying any attention, it's apparently going to hit 14 million people. And it is 7:38. And everybody in Tulsa was in the grocery store. So I jumped in the car and I ran and I got the avocado. And I may or may not have gone to the liquor store. And I just realized I went to the liquor store with my microphone on. And anyway, so it has been a congevity, I'm not going to lie. But I'm happy to be here with you, supporting.
I'm going to feed you well, and I can't wait to see the cocktail that you have come up with.
Well, there's a story there. We'll talk about that during
Let's
the
just
cocktail
say,
episode.
I'm a little bit more of a planner when it comes to this part of our segment than Tracy is. So the food will always be planned, except I forgot the avocado. So thank you for helping me with that.
And then while I was at the grocery, instead of her saying, "Thank you so much for getting the avocado," she said, "Can you please hurry? I need to see the final episode of Landman." That was what I was
Okay,
doing.
we got that all out. There's been just a little drama.
Okay.
But the potatoes are done. And you got to see what they look like. This
hopefully.
is what I think they can see.
Well, I mean, I don't know if
So-
they can see how ashy they are.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to think, oh my gosh, what happened? They look terrible. They're salt crusted. They're perfect.
So wait a minute, just to catch people up. You did this and you waited until there was 0 water in there.
0 water.
Do you keep the fire on until there's 0 water, or
Yes.
do you? Okay.
Yeah. So they're a little bit cooled down because I was waiting on Tracy. And so I'm going to pull these out and I'm putting them on a plate that can go in the oven. That's super important because now we're going to treat these like tortilla chips would be treated in nachos. So I've got them on this plate and I'm going to take the palm of my hand and I'm going to smash them.
Shouldn't you use a spoon, or do you want me
I
to?
wash my hands. You didn't see the eye roll. Please comment on that, by the way.
Listen, I got nothing on you, and everybody watching this knows you are the queen of that.
I am the queen of eye roll. Okay.
But I feel like, oh, you know what you should have used? I've got a muddler. Just try one, just to see what it would do.
It works great. Use a muddler if you don't want
I
to
don't
use
feel
your
like your
hands.
heart's in it.
I also use a meat tenderizer thing too. So
Yeah, I got
we
a
have our potatoes like this. So this is the nacho part. So now I have cheese. This is 2 different kinds of cheese. This is when you clean out the fridge. So this is cheddar cheese and I put some Swiss cheese in there. Make sure it's melty cheese. Fontina is fabulous on,
What would not be
nachos.
melty cheese?
well, Parmesan doesn't really melt very well.
Okay, fair.
You know, I mean, you want to put like
Or vegan-
nacho cheese.
Vegan cheese doesn't.
There's no such thing. I'm sorry, vegans.
There is
Maybe
too.
I don't know that it melts.
It just doesn't melt as well. Yes,
Yeah.
there's a yes for sure.
Actually, that's a very good point. For people that don't eat cheese or have a dairy intolerance, you can
Just
use
skip to the
cheeses,
drink.
but it just doesn't melt as well. So I'm going to put this in the oven like you would nachos. You can put it in the microwave, but I'm going to put it in the oven. While this is all melting, we're going to see what cocktail you came up with.
Okay. Okay. Do I pause the camera or just keep it rolling?
No, you keep it rolling.
Okay. Okay. Well, hold please. I do have to bring my stuff over here. So here's to my friends at Elevated Craft. Although you need to show me some love. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about it. All right. Okay, so you're gonna have to help me since I don't want to go out of camera shot now. So can you bring me all my things over there? Okay, so here's what happened. I went to the grocery and I decided at the last minute I'm gonna make a cosmopolitan. And so, will you bring me my frozen vodka, the bottle in the freezer of vodka? Vodka doesn't freeze, but you should keep your vodka in the freezer. Thank you so
Because
much.
it keeps it super cold.
Yes.
Here, let me just move all this up.
No, it's all good. I think it all looks nice together.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what happened. So I went to the grocery. As I've already covered, there's a snowstorm coming in. So everybody okay, that one's fine. Doesn't matter. I've never even seen this. I've never heard of this. Okay, it's from France, of course. I'm using typically the Belvedere. Doesn't matter. Tito's, make yourself happy. All right, so what happened is, as I was in the line getting the avocados, I realized, oh shit, I don't think I have any cranberry juice at home. Now,
Wait for this. This is so good.
So,
So?
and the only reason I'm outing myself now is because Chef Shannon said, I'm telling everybody that, so don't lie. So what I did is there was in the little container, there was some Gatorade that was this color. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to buy that and I'll put it in a glass. I'm going to tell everybody that it is cranberry juice. And so, doesn't matter. So I bought that. So this is not cranberry juice. This is to simulate the cranberry juice. And now I have forgotten what the ratios are. God.
Well, you don't have to because you have that.
No. I wanted to get the ratios. Here, just hold, please.
Can I show them what you bought instead?
Sure. No. Sure. I don't care.
All right, so she goes to the liquor store and she gets this. This is pre-made cosmopolitan.
These are all my drinks that I was going to make.
And I said, this is amazing. This is what you should do. Why are you going to go to all this trouble with Gatorade?
I know.
Pretending that it. What are you doing?
I'm looking for my the ratios. I need you to get your phone and Google what are the ratios. But go ahead after you finish
All right.
that.
No, you keep going.
No, but this is a pre-made cosmopolitan. And listen, if you just got money to burn, just do this. It's easier. They have martinis now that are in a can. They have Cosmos. They have Aperol Spritz. All you got to do is put it in on ice and shake it. Do you think I should just do that? No, I'm not doing it.
For sure.
All right, so for my friends at Elevated Craft, and I also am going to do a shout out to Williams-Sonoma because I paid way too much money for what I'm about to show you. Back over there, you'll notice that nice little, like, I don't know, it's where you mix your drinks and all things. Anyway, they also came out with these little tools. This is Williams-Sonoma, of how you can make your garnishes. And so for this particular thing, I am just going to use the peeler, which of course it looks like a potato peeler, and you can do the same. Gosh dang. I mean, I'm not a professional and I have not had anything to drink yet, but I'm going to make up for it the minute this is over. So this is how you make your garnish for your Cosmopolitan. I'm stalling because Chef Shannon's Googling the ratios over there.
Do you have Cointreau?
I do have Cointreau.
Did you know that Cointreau is in a...
I did. I just forgot to get it. Do you know what the bottle looks like?
Yes. Do I know?
Well, I mean, just saying. All right. So here are my little lemon strips that I'm going to make. Okay. And I put a little one of those in there so I can put it on the rim. All right. So we're going to do, what was the ratio, lover? So we're going to put a little vodka in here.
2 ounces of vodka.
Okay, I'm going to do 2 ounces of vodka. All right.
1 of cranberry juice or Gatorade.
Or anything that looks like cranberry juice.
Do you have lime juice?
I don't need lime juice.
Oh,
I don't use lime juice in mine. I just use, how much Cointreau?
1 ounce.
Okay. Did it say lime juice?
It did.
No, it didn't. No, I don't think that's true. Are you lying? Are you telling the truth?
I am telling the truth.
Okay. Well, we'll just do extra Cointreau. I mean, listen, you have to, you can't just always go by the rules. You have to be a little creative. So remember, at the Elevated Craft, all of the instructions are right in there. Like you see how much you've done.
I have never had a Gatorade Cosmopolitan in my whole life.
I feel like it's going to hydrate you. I feel like this is, I think I'm onto something.
Should I get the glasses?
Gatorade, love you. We're going to, Elevated Craft isn't paying attention. Maybe Gatorade will start paying attention to us. Okay. All right. Now these are also, oh, thank you. These are also Williams-Sonoma. We're giving a lot of love to Williams-Sonoma.
These are our favorite cocktail glasses.
They really are.
Glasses, yeah.
I don't know if you see them, but I'm going to tell you this. When we were in Rome and we were staying at a fancy hotel, all the glasses look like that. And when we were just in Canada, their glasses look like that as well. All right, so here we go.
Don't pour me one. I'm saving it for the...
I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna lay your lips on that, and you're gonna think, well, they should always do it with Gatorade. And so you twist a little bit of your lemon in there. Did anything come out?
Well, I think...
Here, no, hold please, I'll just do.
Just go around the rim.
Listen. This is what I love about making cocktails. You can do it however you want. You do you. Okay. But look at what I did while you're gone. I put a little slit in it. I didn't mean to stick my finger in there.
You try it first.
She's skeptical. Oh, that's good.
Is it?
It's very hydrating.
You know, we should do this after we work out.
Now, It's not bad. I mean, it's a little Gatorade-ish.
It's very.
I feel like the ratios were off.
I don't recommend it.
No. So, well, I mean, a little less Gatorade would have been good. So now I'd like to talk about the On the Rocks bartender created cocktails. This is it. All you do is throw it in a thing with ice and pour. You can't mess it up.
Okay, let's try this. We got to try it.
Okay. Well, hold please. You can talk for a second.
Okay, so I'm just going to pour it directly into the glass.
You didn't, without mixing it? Oh my God.
Do we have to mix it?
No, I mean, I was going to shake it
You don't have to shake it. It's already shaken.
to make it cold. See,
My glass is cold.
so you're showing how bad the color is on this. I was going for color the whole time.
That's delicious.
Dang it.
I mean, On the Rocks got it right. And we've never bought this before, but I'm telling you, this is.
Well, I went to the liquor store after I was at the grocery store, and I was standing there paying, and I thought, I think I probably should get that as backup.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Okay, well, there you go.
we're going to stop the camera, get this
And drink this one.
disaster cleaned up, and finish the nachos.
There we go. Okay, so we're back. And
Different day, different outfit.
I mean, this thing has been a cajebity from the beginning. So I'm going to tell you what happened. So we shut the camera off. Chef Shannon went over. She got the potatoes. She brought them the nachos. She brought them over here. We dressed them. We said our goodbyes. We said, love you, mean it. And then I went to turn the camera off. Turn the camera off. I came back over here, and then we were like, those are really good. And we started eating them like we had never eaten. Did you see yourself? Did you see yourself?
Yeah.
So, like at one point.
And that got recorded. That part was recorded.
That's what I'm getting ready to say. No, you could say it. And so, so we, ate like we'd never eaten, and then we had a big conversation. And then Shannon's phone did something weird out of the blue. It was just all a cajebity. So then I was like, wow. So I went over to get the phone so I could send this to Bree, as we always do, and realized it had been recording. And I was like, that's weird. Didn't think anything of it other than sometimes when you touch a microphone, it starts recording. So that was it. Went upstairs, did all our things, sent the videos over. Bree calls and says, all right, girls, where's the final product of the potato nachos? And we're like, well, I mean, we sent that to you. Like, come on, Bree. And then, and so the end of this story is somehow I turned the camera off at the big reveal of the potato nachos. And I turned the camera on when we were eating said nachos. So,
and you don't want to see that.
No, nobody needs to see that. So, so now we're re-recording the final. This is what it's going to look like. So this is the big reveal. It's why we're in different clothes. Mm-hmm. We were going to try to manipulate this and trick you and put on the other clothes, but you know why we couldn't? Because there's a giant fucking storm outside, and there's 6 inches of snow out there, and Chef Shannon didn't bring that particular shirt. So were you gonna? That was what we were gonna do. So anyway, now we're just telling you the truth as we always do. All right.
Well, so I remade the nachos.
Mostly, we don't have the sour cream.
I don't have sour cream. But I mean, I feel pretty fortunate that that I had all of this here. So
you know why I feel fortunate?
Why?
I'm gonna get to eat them again.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So I smashed them after they cooked and put the cheese on, put them in the oven. Now they're hot. This is where you just put all the toppings that you would put on nachos.
Right.
So I've got a little guacamole. You don't have to homemade it, but it's better that way. Tracy likes to buy the stuff in the pre-made. Tastes different. Just tastes different.
I mean, I do it because I don't make it.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
you know.
Okay, little pico. You could use jarred salsa. I mean, whatever you put on nachos. If you want to put meat on it, I don't like meat on my nachos, but you could do that. Little rotisserie chicken, little brisket. You know what I do like? If you have leftover barbecue.
Barbecue sauce? What are you talking about?
Barbecue like pulled pork or brisket. Here, we love, love, love pickled jalapenos. Okay, it's eating time. So this is what potato nachos look like.
All right.
You want to have a bite?
Well, I do, but I'm not going to film it. After what?
Oh.
Are we going to try to be dainty in the way we eat it?
No, we're never dainty.
That's not true.
Here, I'll eat it and you do the sign off.
All right. So there you go. The longest cooking session ever with the most number of mistakes. So anyway, but we'll do it again. We'll do it again soon. Love you, mean it. Bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Here for All of It. We love sharing a little bit of our day with you, and we appreciate you sharing yours with us.
Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Share this with a friend and join our community because we want you here for all of it too.
Thank you so much for being with us. Love you, mean it.